Let's look at page 154. This is where the concept is being developed of multiplying by a number less than 1 and then multiplying a number greater than 1 when you're dealing with fractions. So this first part has your little lesson in it and explains, and then we're going to try some out, and then we'll do the same thing for this next little part above. So it says explain how to explain multiplication by a number less than 1. When a given number is multiplied by a number less than 1, the product, so you're going to be multiplying two numbers, the answer is less than the given number. How much is 1/4 of 4? 1/4 of 4 is 1 part of 4. I mean, that's simple. The shaded model shows 1/4 of 4 equals 1. So multiplying 1/4 times 4 yields a product less than 4. And then mathematically, you know how I am. I'm just going to do it right here. 1/4 of 4 over 1 whole. What is the answer? Multiply across. 1 times 4 is 4. And 4 times 1 is 4. You're talking about one of those little pieces. All right. Let's go on and let's look at this. And it says use estimation to determine whether each product is greater than 5, equal to 5, or less than 5. Then circle your responses. So if you're finding a half of 5, how much is that? 2.5, isn't it? So it's got to be less than 5. And they want you to use estimation. So we just used estimation. But if you need to mathematically figure this out, you could do this 5 over 1, and that equals 5/2, which is 2.5. Because 2 will divide into 5, 2 times with 1 remaining, and that becomes your fraction. All right, so we're finding 7/2 of 5. 7/2 of 5. So it's not quite all of it, is it? Well, or what is it? So let's think about what 7/2 is. So 7/2 is the same thing as 3.5 times 5, isn't it? So we can just go ahead and multiply it across, and we get 35 over 2. Yeah, and that's much greater than 5. So you can want to think of it like if I had 2/2 times 5 is all of 5. So 3/2, 4/2, 5/2, 6/2, 7/2 is yes. Okay, next one. So what is this? What is 3 over 3 the same thing as? We talked about that a minute ago. It's 1 whole, isn't it? So 1 times 5 gets you equal to 5. Part of a whole number. Part of it. What is part of it? What is part of it? 1/4 of 5. It has to be less than 5, doesn't it? It has to be less than 5. Alrighty. Alright, so now if I have 4/4 of 5, we know it's at least 5. But it's 9/4 of 5, so it's more than 5. Greater than 5. Looking for the greater than symbol. Then obviously you could do the math to figure that out. What is 9/4 of 5? 9/4 times 5 over 1, because 5 has to become a fraction. We've been doing that for a little bit, haven't we? Equals 45 over 4. And then we can do our division. Drop in the numerator in the house. We'll go 1 time. Bring down my 5 and start over with division. 4 into 5 will go 1 time. 1 times 4 is 4. So it's 11 and 1/4. Yep. Okay. And that's definitely indeed greater than 5. So now we're going to look at this next part. And it says, when a given number is multiplied by a number greater than 1, the product is greater than the given number. Because, let's look in this case, because you have 1 and 1/4 and you're doing it 4 times. You have 1 1/4 and you're doing it 4 times. All right, so let's look at it. 1/4 times 4 equals 1. So you're doing this part first. And then you've got the 1 whole left over from the other, or the 1 times 4 is 4. You just kind of broke it up into little parts, but it yields a product greater than what? 4. So now what we're going to do is think about it like this. You're doing all of 5. But you're doing it 4 times and then some. So it has to be greater than 5. Again, we'll go back to number 6. Well, you know that 4 times 5 is 20. And then you have to do a third 5 times, so it's definitely greater than 5. Okay, what is this one? 1 times 5, it equals to 5. Now what is this one? You're only finding a fraction of a whole number, so it has to be less than 5. You're finding a part of a whole number again, has to be 5. 3/4 of 5, has to be less than 5. All right, this is all of 5. And that's 1 times 5 equals 5. I don't think he's got to see all those, but there we go. All right.